Good morning everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I've had a few requests recently to do a studio tour, so that's what this video is going to be. I'm just going to show you around my studio, the space that I make my YouTube videos and work on uni and create music. I know it might seem a bit weird because I don't have a huge amount of music on my channel, and a lot of the stuff that is up here are just silly little covers that I threw together. But as some of you probably already know, I do study music technology at university. I'm in my second year at the moment, so producing and recording is something I do tend to take quite seriously, even if not all of the music that you could hear on my channel reflects that view. I promise that there will be more proper music uploaded. It's just one of those things that I'm a perfectionist and I want to make sure that it's good before I share it with people. So without further ado, this is a tour of my home setup. When we moved into the student house in September, I drew the short straw and ended up getting the smallest room despite having the most stuff. So there happened to be a spare room in the house, so what I did is I took the bed out of there, which is now called the bed of shame, which got my cello on it. As you can see, it's just in the hallway, and converted the room into a studio, which looks like this. So we'll start with the main hub of the studio, which is my iMac. It's a 21.5 inch iMac. Pretty standard settings. I just maxed out the RAM, so there's 16 gigabytes of RAM in it. Sat next to an old Dell monitor that I have, which purely to get dual monitors set up because I feel it creates a nice workflow. That's actually sat on top of my old Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 interface, which I still use. It's really, really handy for traveling around with, but it's now used mostly so that they can just look nice and symmetrical. Obviously, I've got my Apple SuperDrive there because Apple are bastards, and I've also got extra USB ports over here, which are really useful. Coming down from the USB ports, we've got my Midi keyboard, which is a Behringer UMX 490, which, I mean, it does the job. It's nothing special. I don't need it to do anything particularly special. And then behind there, we've got my Korg NanoPad 2, which I don't really use very much, but it's a useful little tool to have around. Obviously got wireless keyboard and mouse and a very heavily used coffee cup. To the left of my MIDI controller, I've got the only synthesizer that I own, which is a micro Korg. It's such a fun bit of kit to play around with. I don't use it in songs very often, but it's just really fun to have in the studio, and it's a very good synthesizer to get if you're thinking of getting a synthesizer, because it doesn't cost too much money and it can do so much. So I really, really enjoy playing around with that. Coming down from the micro Korg, we've got the obligatory box of cables and old equipment that all studios seem to have. It's a really good place to keep things if you're not sure if you want to throw them away or not. Mostly just old disused equipment. And then up here we've got my outboard gear. Now this is my favorite part of the studio by far. Everything that I've got runs through a Focusrite Sapphire Pro 40 audio interface. Now Focusrite create really, really fantastic audio interfaces with some of the best built-in preamps that you can get. So if you're thinking of getting an interface, I highly recommend looking at Focusrite, whether or not it's the 2i2 that my monitor is on top of that I showed you earlier, or if it's something bigger like the Sapphire Pro 40 that I use. They are just so good and they make things sound really, really fantastic. Above it, I've got the ART Pro VLA2 dual channel valve compressor, which I absolutely love. It's really, really nice. It can give you really cool, warm, rich sounds on things like vocals and guitars are what I use it on most often. I've also got a Lexicon multi-effects unit above it, which again is fantastic. It can create some really, really interesting sounds. Now this kind of stuff can be a bit intimidating. When I first got it, I was really, really struggling to work out exactly how to use it and to wire it all up correctly, but after a bit of practice and a bit of trial and error, you do get the hang of it. So if you're thinking of getting this kind of equipment, it is really worth it. It's definitely worthwhile investing in it and just learning how to use it. Coming across from the outboard rack, we've got two guitars that I use most frequently. I've got other instruments, but those are the two that are in here all the time that I will just pick up and play whenever I want. And then we come to the sort of monitor cupboard area of the studio. I took the shelves off of this space so that I could hang cables up here, which is really convenient, but it's just where I throw any old boxes and bits of rubbish that I don't want to have on my desk. Now the studio monitors that I mix on are a pair of Alesis M1 Active 520s. I've had them for about 6 years and have used them consistently through that time. I'm very aware that these are not a particularly prestigious model. In fact, I think when I bought them I probably Google searched best budget studio monitors. But they have been working very well for me and I know how to listen to things on them, which is the most important thing. I will be upgrading in the next few months to a new pair and I'll probably do an unboxing when that happens, but those are the monitors that I am currently using. As far as microphones go, I don't have a particularly extensive extensive collection, but I've got an AKG C3000B, which is my go-to condenser microphone. It's what you can hear me speaking through at the moment. I've also got a Behringer B1 condenser. It's the first condenser I ever bought. It's sort of cheap and cheerful. It does the job for when I want it to. And I've got a Shure SM58, which is, I'm sure many of you know, is a very, very standard mic, and I'll just get that out of the way. And this is the other mic that I have, which I really love. It's the Shure 520DX Green Bullet microphone. It's an old blues harmonica mic, and it's so much fun to play around with, especially with vocals. So you can see there's like a little gain knob that you've got there. It's a dynamic microphone, but it can be so much fun. You can get some really interesting effects using that microphone. Now, as you can see from this shot, there isn't any acoustic treatment in the room, despite the fact that there is a very tall ceiling here. And if you are making a studio for yourself, then I would really recommend investing in some at least basic acoustic treatment. But I can't validate doing that at the moment because I will be moving out of this house in a few months to my third-year student house. Now, as you can probably tell, I try and make the space look as aesthetically pleasing as possible. And that's why I bought the strip light that you can see under the monitor desk there, which means that it looks even better at nighttime. So that is the space that I spend the vast majority of my time in, sat in front of those two monitors doing one of four things. Either I'm working on music, working on YouTube videos, working on university assignments, or I'm playing Tetris and listening to social and political commentaries on YouTube. So that's that. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you do have any questions about any of the equipment I use, or if you want any advice or anything, or if you just have any questions at all, just let me know in the comments, and there'll be a new video for you all next week. So until then, hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you all very soon.